Welcome and happy 2025. I am grandmother Johnette Crowley coming to you from Denver, Colorado. And I've been channeling White Eagle and Mark for 37 years. In the last few years, I've started to do these monthly updates. This one will be a little longer because it's not just about January. We're going to take a look at all of 2025. So happy new year in really many, many ways. My guide Mark has called this year a year of reconnection, reconnecting to our galactic self, reconnecting to the collective consciousness, the higher collective consciousness, reconnecting to our own values, our desires, our spirit, and reconnecting to the earth. So it brings an opportunity for us to really heal the disassociation we've had, sometimes from our values and from our core principles. It's a time of very rapid change, so you will need to be responsible for calling time out and moving outside the whirlwind to find your grounded center. The opportunity, the energies this year open tremendous changes in connecting to the intrinsic wisdom of the collective and the ancient wisdom, remembering. So in the Chinese zodiac, this is the year of the wood snake. Snake is always about transformation, about shedding the skin that's too small and moving on. And you will feel this, first the constriction of what's too small, and then finally giving up and going to a bigger you. And like the snake, when you move into this new stage of you, give yourself some quiet time, carve out some time so that you can dry in the sun, so you can be strong in your new self. For Christians, this is a Jubilee year. It happens sometimes every 25 years. It used to happen every 50 years. And a Jubilee year is a time for making spiritual pilgrimages. It's time for self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others. It's time to focus on your spiritual growth. So welcome to 2025, the year for reconnections. So I'm going to read some of what Mark channeled earlier as he did an overview of this whole year, and then add some thoughts as we go through it. So this is a big year. Mark calls it the year of ascendancy. It's a breakthrough year. It's fast moving. It's a lot of very rapid growth. And as I said, a year for reconnection to yourself, but also to the greater world. It's very much the beginning of this epic we've talked about, this Aquarian age, giving us a turbo opportunity for healing, knowledge, technological and social breakthroughs that couldn't get traction in the old world. The energies of 2025 are rapid and they are different. 3 focuses my guide Mark has for us for this year is 1, healing. And healing usually looks at the past. Sometimes it's about releasing the past. The second is understanding. Understanding is coming to some learning or patience about what has happened. So understanding. The third kind of byline for this year is growth. Growth in all levels, spiritual growth, emotional growth, and growth always means expansion. Mark has talked about this year that the old container we've been in, both personally and in our society, is breaking open. It's too small for the acceleration and evolution that's happening. So this year will be messy unpredictable, not always easy. Mark says there'll be more cracks in the glass bubble. That's been our nursery, that's been our protection. And the new world outside the glass bubble is powerful because it's based on interconnected consciousness rather than our limited viewpoint that's become self-centered inside the bubble of our playpen, our nursery. So it's been dubbed the year of reconnection. Looking at that, step one is to reconnect to your soul, to yourself, to your values. I really suggest you do soul body fusion. I wrote a book about it. I've got free YouTube videos. It's very easy. It's just committing to intentionally connect with your soul, with your highest energetic self, because that is the vehicle for our expansion. Step two, reconnect to our greater cosmic world. And for that, it's so interesting that Mark has started I do monthly meditations, and for this year, 2025, the monthly meditation topic is Star Traveler, Journeys for Galactic Reconnection. And I just recorded our January monthly meditation, which is a journey to Andromeda. So we're doing something we've never done before, and it's really about expansion and interconnection, maybe remembering our past journeys. So when we look at reconnection, it also means disconnection from what no longer serves us. When I look at disconnection, I call it getting rid of the knots and the knots. So first, getting rid of the knots, N-O-T. That's all the things I say I cannot do. That's not me, I cannot. So in your New Year's resolutions, look at all the knots that you live by, and see if you can become aware of them and how they stop you. And the second knots is K-N-O-T-S, and that's where we get our mental and emotional senses all knotted up, and we can't solve the problems mentally, emotionally, is to break out of those old knots. And I'm reminded of in the late ages, in 300 BC, Alexander Great was about to conquer Asia Minor. But an oracle said that the only person who could rule Asia must be able to untie this very complex knot. And you've probably heard of the Gordian knot. It's because the land was called Gordius. So Alexander the Great comes, he's in the mythic story, he's presented with this immense puzzle, this knot that only a finest ruler could untie. And instead of doing it the old way, he took his sword and cut the knot in half. So sometimes the knots that have been holding us back, you can't untie them. It needs a bold, unexpected action to cut them away, cut them open. So I remind you of the knots and knots as we move into 2025. So Mark goes on to channel that linearity is cracking open to multidimensionality, which are huge opportunities for unprecedented growth in consciousness. And we've been growing quickly, unprecedented growth. Personally and collectively, we're going to see breakthroughs in environmental balance and cleanup. We're going to see breakthroughs in health and healing. And of course, these breakthroughs aren't just in 2025, they will keep going. So Mark channeled that, reminding us that 2025 is a breakthrough year, which also means it's a year for breakdowns. So I'm going to go over some of the specific things he talks about. Financially, and this surprised me, Mark said that 2025 will be remarkably stable. Environmentally, we'll continue to see global warming and the weather anomalies that come with it. That's no surprise. Politically, huge shifts of power. There's pockets of fear and extremism, and those who adopt this bunker mentality of only saving themselves. This is going to be balanced this year around the world by a strengthening of compassion and people taking positions in the middle rather than in the extremes. In terms of self-responsibility, Mark channeled that there is a powerful wake-up call for people to exert self-responsibility and take action to support the greater community, and you're all doing that. The world will see less complacency, less following leaders blindly, more activism, and more service to others. Spirituality, he says the acceleration of human consciousness and the influx of spirituality makes for faster, smoother shifts. I love the word smoother, in companies, in governments, and in societies toward compassion, away from our isolationism and self-protection. The energies of the future are anything but isolating. They are communing, connecting, and expanding. So that gives you permission to move out of the boxes of the past and to connect, expand, no matter if you feel it's safe or not. Personally, the role of intuition, inspiration, and inspired action, focused intentions will bear surprising fruit. So this is January. This is the time you make your New Year's resolutions. So make them bigger than your fierce self will usually allow. Dare to make bigger intentions and hold a bigger sense of you than perhaps you've been able to in the past. Cosmically, Mark channels, there's a greater opportunity for interactions between humans, star beings, and light beings of other dimensions. And that probably comes as no surprise to you because most of you have been on the path of connecting with your guides, connecting with spirit beings, and more connecting with galactic beings from other worlds. As I mentioned, I do monthly meditations, and our January monthly meditation and our Journeys for Galactic Reconnection, we went to Andromeda. So that meditation will drop on January 6th. And every month we're going to visit a different place, the Pleiades, Sirius, all these places you've heard of. Well, we're going to have guided meditations by Mark to these places. So humanity is coming into its ascendancy, out of its infancy. In this maturing, greater cosmic help is available. Hear that. It means not just for society as a whole or for planet Earth, but for you. More people will be opening their spiritual gifts. All of us, so this comes from Mark, he says, all of you who are here during this transition of the ages, which he calls this time, absolutely chose this period to incarnate. This is a time beyond timelines. He said this new period gives birth beyond linear and predictive timelines. So we're out of linearity. It's a period of vast interdimensional creation. Clear intentionality as to who you are and how you want to live is essential because it moves you and all of us out of victimhood. So 2 mottos to guide you this year. 1, is really a sense of exploration. Always ask yourself, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I took the red pill, not the blue pill, or the blue pill and not the red pill? And the second question is, or the second motto is really trust yourself. The answers lie in your present experience, what you're feeling now, not in your past and not of your fear of the future. It's so important to get out of our heads and really make our decisions on our now knowing. So, in summary, come back to a grounded state that's not run by what's happening outside or on TV, not run by fear, panic, or self-protection. Ground into nature. Do your own spiritual work, your own personal work. Find quiet time to meditate. Trust your heart and your gifts. You incarnated because of your gifts. You're not here to be like anyone else. And make kindness an absolute commandment. The hallmarks of the changes in this year will be, you'll see people stop blaming each other and once again harness the power to create reality. Mark reminds us that reality is more flexible than any of us know. The nimbleness and speed with which reality can change as consciousness opens is spectacular. This shift of ages takes people back to connection, and connection takes people back to love. All this reconnects humanity with a greater multidimensional universe. Humanity has been in a bubble for its own protection. As that bubble bursts, there will be difficulties, but it bursts into a much bigger bubble. This is a time for moving forward. So that's it in a nutshell. And the support you have personally through your own guides, the support we have is help with doing soul body fusion. The monthly meditations are a great support. That we just did a trilogy. I do 3 healing activations, and we just did this week. And the last one of this past year's activations was called A Star is Born. It activated us as a star. It opened us to incredible physical light. I had somebody write to me, A Star was Born is an amazing experience. I rarely experience anything, and this was wonderful. And another woman just texted me that it opened my heart in ways I couldn't believe possible. So those monthly meditations, or that trilogy activation, is available. I'll do some more trilogy activations this year. Always, I channel Mark on Mondays. And always I put the first class on my website for free. So this course is called Keys to Ascension, Activating the Keys. And that's exactly what this year is about. So listen to the first class on my website, the Mark Channel class. And next Monday, and pretty much every Monday unless I'm traveling, we have a Mark class, and you're welcome to join this ongoing for 35-year class of Keys to Ascension. They are experiential classes. It's not about words and learning things in your head. It's actually about journeying and feeling and experiencing these keys to ascension and really having them activated in your body. And to support you in this, I always do personal sessions. I have quite a few openings that I've posted in January because everyone's doing their New Year's resolutions. So if you would like to speak with me and received a channeled reading, that's possible. So, dear ones, it's going to be a fast-moving year of much growth. And please, please bring your attention inside, because what's happening outside is going to be whirlwinds everywhere. Keep coming back to your truth and why you are here on the planet today. Thank you, and have a fantastic Beyond Belief 2025. Blessings to you and all your loved ones. Thank you.